This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Thursday, November 7, 2024. The first court hearing between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commission is set for today. Prime Minister Holness pledges to fix bad roads. AOJ says the 4 by-elections to be held later this month will cost roughly $75 million. In regional news, a CDB pledges to advance advocacy for increased climate financing for region in COP29. In international news, Trump prepares to appoint top jobs after Harris vows to help transition. In sports, West Indies secures 8-wicket win over England in 3-match one-day international series. And in business, the Bank of England is expected to cut interest rates on Thursday. The details after the break.
Wellington Dental believes that a smile tells 1,000 words. They are dedicated to giving their patients high-quality dental care, offering a full range of dental services so all of your family's needs are met under one roof. Fillings, extractions, crowns, bridges, and much more. They also accept patients using wheelchair. Visit Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town's premier dental provider. Call them today at 876-749-3515.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The first court hearing in the legal battle between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commission is scheduled for today in the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston. Prime Minister Holness is seeking leave to apply for judicial review of a damning report issued by the Commission's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson. The report, which was tabled in Parliament in September, scrutinizes the Prime Minister's uncertified statutory declarations for the years 2021 to 2023 and raises questions about certain aspects of his financial affairs. The Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution, Keisha Prince-Kameka, determined that no criminal charges should be brought against the Prime Minister, despite a recommendation that he be charged for failing to disclose 4 related bank accounts. Following this, the Commission referred the matter to Tax Administration Jamaica THA and the Financial Investigations Division FID for further investigation. Prime Minister Holness, however, has accused the Commission of abuse of process and violations of his constitutional rights, citing several irregularities in the Commission's investigation. His legal team has listed 30 grounds on which they're seeking judicial review. The Prime Minister is represented by King's Counsel Georgia Gibson Henlin, while the Integrity Commission is represented by King's Counsel Michael Hilton. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaicans can be assured that his administration will take a deliberate course of action in its efforts to repair bad roads in a sustainable way. He says the improved economy has allowed his administration to be able to respond to climate-related events without the need for loans from multilateral bodies. He says fixing roads is a priority item on his work plan.
We are going to fix your roads, and when it is done, it will be transformational. And like everything else that we have done, it's not a patch response. It is building systems in place that will become institutions that will endure, that will solve the problem over the short, medium, and long term. So that we put that behind us. In the same way we have solved the fiscal issues, we're going to take the same strategic instrumental approach to dealing with our roads. And you would have seen that with the announcement of the Spark program.
Speaking at a post-cabinet press briefing on Wednesday, the Prime Minister says he's hopeful that implementation of the Spark program will begin before the end of the year.
The project is well on its way. You're not seeing the actual asphalt hitting the road, but believe me when I tell you, the asphalt putting on the road is maybe 20% of the entire project, from conception to the public investment assessment to contracting, procurement, and then implementation.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister says roads in several communities across the country have deteriorated due to disinvestment by successive administrations over time. Additionally, he says many roads were not built to handle increased traffic flow.
If you put all of these things together, it is quite understandable why all Jamaicans are frustrated with the road situation. So I want to say to the country that the government is aware of it. The government is not insensitive to it. But to put Jamaicans in the frame of mind to understand that, yes, we must respond by patching the road. It gives temporary relief. But if you really want to see a transformational change in Jamaica's road circumstances, in the same way that we have transformed our financial circumstances, it takes enterprise-level plan to do it, meaning that it is a multifaceted response that is needed.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Director of Elections Glaspell Brown says the 4 by-elections to be held later this month will cost the country approximately $75 million. Mr. Brown was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Wednesday.
We have submitted our budget to the Ministry of Finance, and we are able to, because we're doing the 4 of them together, we have benefited from some economics of scale, and we're looking at about 75 million thereabouts.
About 75 million?
Yeah. Our hope is always, from the electoral office side of it, is that we anticipate, I would hope that the turnout will be better than what was in the past. We are keeping our fingers crossed that there will be some amount of improvement in terms of the voter turnout. Bear in mind, for the municipalities, the 2 traditional parties are contesting, and therefore the competition there is much better, more heightened than compared to what existed in Northeast St. Anne.
Voters will select MPs in Northwest St. Andrew and South Trelawney. They will also select councillors in the Morant Bay Division in St. Thomas and Annan Town in Clarendon. Nomination day activities concluded in all 4 seats on Wednesday. Approximately 1,000 workers will be employed for the by-election day, November 22. The last by-election, held on September 13, Northeast St. Anne, had a voter turnout of just over 12%. Mr. Brown says his team is prohibited from scaling down their plans in anticipation of another low turnout.
It's always a concern for us in terms when the voter turnout is low. And bear in mind that we have to prepare at the Electoral Office of Jamaica. We have to prepare on the assumption that the voter turnout is 100%. So we end up printing ballots for every person based on the numbers of the names that are on the list. We end up putting a number of things in place in anticipation of a voter turnout of 100%. So when the voter turnout amounts to a small number, it means that a significant amount of our effort and our resources would have not have gone to waste.
Glasspool Brown, Director of Elections, he was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Wednesday. 165 gangsters have been arrested and placed before the courts since the start of the year. That's according to numbers given to the Cabinet by members of the JCF High Command on Monday. The High Command says the police have conducted close to 3,000 anti-gang operations this year. Head of the JCF's Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, CTOC, ACP, Anthony McLaughlin, says the police have dismantled more than half of the approximately 300 known gangs in the country.
The assault on gang continues with CTOC and the PIUs. So far, we have managed to reduce the number of gangs from 300 to 170. As it relates to gangsters being arrested and put before the court for various offenses, last year we arrested 163 persons, put them before the court. This year so far we have arrested 165.
ACP McLaughlin says many of those arrested are currently before the courts.
So far this year, we have 8 matters before the court, including 73 members of different gangs. There are another 20 matters at varying levels of completion, which will be placed before the court sometime before the end of this year.
ACP Anthony McLaughlin, head of the JCF's Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, CTOC. The police continue their search for one of the suspects in the killing of 5 men in Pleasant Heights, Rockfort last month. Wayne Josephs is Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of the JCF's Criminal Investigation Branch.
In recent times, we have had the multiple murder in Pleasant Heights, where we saw 5 victims. Our investigations have so far led to the one person being identified, a person who we would want the public to assist us to find him. The name of this individual is Junior Creary, otherwise called Whopper. So we are seeking the assistance of the public to help us to find this individual, as also a number of other persons that you will see us post on Wanted Wednesdays on a regular basis.
Pleasant Heights is the new name for the notoriously tough community of Eureka Hills. On October 21, the 5 men were shot and killed at a football competition in the community. The deceased include a man reputed to be a high-ranking gangster along with his son. A man suspected to be involved in the deadly attack was shot and killed by the police the following day. ACP Josephs noted that there are currently more than 300 individuals on the JCF's most wanted list.
So far, we currently have 315 persons on our wanted list, persons who are wanted for major crimes across the island. These persons, if they are apprehended now, can be charged and placed before the court.
Wayne Josephs, ACP in charge of the JCF's Criminal Investigation Branch. 3 gunmen, including an alleged gang leader, were killed during a running gun battle with the police in Hanover on Wednesday. Operations Officer for the Area 1 Police, Superintendent Carlos Russell, says 4 gunmen in a car fired at the lawmen when they were signaled to stop along the Mosquito Cove Main Road.
On Wednesday, November 6, about 5:35 p.m., members of the Area 1 Fugitive Apprehension Team were on special operation in the Hanover Division. Acting on information, they signaled a dark color Vaxi motor car to stop along the Mosquito Cove Main Road. The vehicle pulled over and 4 men alighted with guns and fired at the police. The police returned the fire, and during a running gun battle, 3 of the gunmen were shot and injured.
Superintendent Russell says one of the deceased is Clive Lawson, the alleged leader of the Caton Defense Force gang based in St. James.
2 firearms were retrieved from them. The 4th man escaped. The 3 injured men were taken to the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover, where they were pronounced dead. One of the deceased has so far been identified as one Clive Lawson, OC Greedy, of a Mount Salem address in St. James, whilst the other 2 has not yet been identified. Clive Lawson is the leader of the Caton Defence Force gang based in the Mount Salem area of St. James and was a suspect in a recent invasion of Campbell Lane in St. James, in which one man was shot and killed and several houses fired on.
Superintendent Carlos Russell, Operations Officer for the Area 1 Police. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, has given the all-clear following the passage of Tropical Storm Rafael. In a statement on Wednesday, ODPEM says the Met Service has also discontinued the flash flood warning and watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas across the island. ODPEM says there are currently 3 shelters opened across Kingston and St. Andrew, Clarendon and Westmoreland, with a total of 46 persons. The shelter in St. Thomas has been deactivated. However, it's asking the country to stay alert as unstable weather, which includes showers and thunderstorms, which could lead to flooding in some areas, given the level of ground saturation is expected for the next few days. And head of the St. Catherine North Police, Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, says the search for 2 people believed to have been washed away in flood waters in Shady Grove, Loidersville, in the parish on Tuesday will resume today, Thursday. It's reported that the 2 individuals were traveling in a white Mitsubishi L200 motor truck in the Loidersville area on Tuesday evening when they were swept away by flood waters. Superintendent Nicholson says members of the Jamaica Defence Force, the police, firefighters and residents are involved in the search.
The police, operatives from the Jamaica Fire Brigade, as well as the JDF Coast Guard, as well as a number of citizens conducted numerous searches, but all the efforts proved futile. The murky water did not provide the kind of visibility that was required, and up until the search was called off at about 5 p.m. we did not find the vehicle nor the individuals who were in the vehicle. We also use this opportunity to implore citizens to heed the warnings of the various agencies not to traverse flooded roadways.
Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, head of the St. Catherine North Police. Superintendent Nicholson says the search will continue once the water from the river in Loidersville recedes. Tropical Storm Rafael brought heavy rains across the country on Tuesday, causing flooding in several parishes. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
And Relay is back Sunday, November 10th, 6 a.m. New venue, Emancipation Park. Register with your school, alma mater, or companies to win a share of over $1 million. Past students, run, walk, or crawl, but finish the race for the BK Big Finish Prize. Register now at www.runningeventsja.com. Yo, run the track! Burger King 5K and Relay, sponsored by Rainforest, Soccer Express, Burger King, developing schools and communities through sports.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news, the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, has revealed it plans to leverage the upcoming climate change conference to advocate for significantly increased financing for its borrowing member countries. The 29th United Nations Climate Change Conference, or COP29, is set for November 11 to 22 in Azerbaijan. The CDB says it intends to amplify the Caribbean's urgent priorities for climate resilience and sustainable development. In a statement to the press, the bank says it will accelerate arguments for sustainable energy transition, disaster and climate resilience, and loss and damage. CDB Acting President Isaac Solomon says the Caribbean urgently needs substantial, predictable flows of climate finance. In addition to that, he says the region needs simplified access to these funds. International, Donald Trump is preparing to select his top team ahead of his return to the White House after Kamala Harris vowed a peaceful transfer of power. In her first speech since losing the election, Harris told supporters, quote, "I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that this is not the case," end quote. In a decisive victory, Trump won 5 of the 7 battleground states and is ahead in the final 2 yet to declare, Nevada and Arizona. During his campaign, Trump made a few promises about who he wants to see in his administration. His picks could include former domestic policy advisor Brooke Rollins, former CIA Director and Secretary of State in his last presidency Mike Pompeo, and former U.S. Ambassador to Germany and Acting Director of National Intelligence in Trump's last administration, Rick Grenell. The BBC reports that Rollins is being considered for Chief of Staff, Pompeo is a contender for Defense Secretary, and Grenell is being considered for Secretary of State or National Security Advisor. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Drive Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 4.99% interest rate. Yes! Shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 4.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 4.99%. Conditions apply.
Deposit we have insurance. It's an account that come with assurance. Let me teach you why it's important to have deposit insurance. Just in case your bank crash dead, no need to put your hands by your head. Up to 1.2 million you get for all accounts that's affected. Yeah, one room you can start it, or throw a house party. Pay your mortgage with ease. JDIC is a smart win. Deposit we bring safety. JDIC them protect me. Bank and billing society protected. The flow you must get with. Protect your savings smart. We urging you to call me. Guarantee you need us. We take banking serious.
JDIC protecting deposits for you and me.
Time now for your morning sports. The Jamaica Scorpions will go in search of a third straight victory in the CG United Regional Super 50 cricket competition when they face Guyana Harpy Eagles at the Queen's Park Oval in TNT on Thursday. The Scorpions rebounded from a first-round defeat to Barbados Pride to register wins over West Indies Cricket Academy and Windward Islands Volcanoes. Defending champions Trinidad and Tobago Red Force will also be in action when they face West Indies Cricket Academy at Sir Frank Worrell Memorial Ground. The Aquatic Sports Association of Jamaica has named 8 swimmers, including 4 alternates, for the World Aquatic Swimming Championships set for December 10 to 15 in Budapest, Hungary. The 4 first-team swimmers are Olympian Sabrina Lynn, Josh Curlew, Jessica Calderbank, and Sidrell Williams, while the alternates are Emily McDonald, Liana Wainwright, Nathaniel Thomas, and Kahim Lozer. Mark Rose is coach of the team, while Florence Grizzle Williams is the manager. China's Olympic champion Zheng Cunyan crushed Jasmine Paolini 6-1, 6-1 to secure a place in the WTA finals last four. The 22-year-old Zheng now has a 2-1 group stage record, with her sole loss coming against Arina Sabalenka on the first day of the tournament. She is the second Chinese woman to reach the semifinals of the tournament, following the legendary Li Na in 2013. Having already clinched the year-end world number one ranking, Sabalenka will top the group if she beats Elena Rybakina. The tournament, contested between the top 8 singles and doubles players, offers record prize money, with an unbeaten singles champion set to collect just under £4 million. The WTA finals are being held in Saudi Arabia for the first time, a move which has been criticized by some because of the country's human rights record. And that's it for your morning sports.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
In business this morning, gas prices are going up. Motorists will pay 25 cents more for a litre of 87-octane gasoline and 90-octane. The price of automotive diesel oil will go up by $2.90. Ultra-low sulfur diesel will also go up by $2.86. Meanwhile, kerosene goes up by $1.96. Propane cooking gas will go up by 96 cents. Butane will also be sold for $1.58 more. Overseas, the BBC is reporting that interest rates are widely expected to be cut by the Bank of England on Thursday, in a move closely watched by businesses and consumers. Most analysts predict that the benchmark rate will fall from its current level of 5% to 4.75%. That would make borrowing money cheaper, but is likely to reduce the returns available to savers. The bank's Monetary Policy Committee meets 8 times a year to set rates. Later in the day, the U.S. Central Bank, the Federal Reserve, will also publish its latest interest rate decision. It will come just a day after Donald Trump won the presidential race. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar has lost 31 cents and will open trading this morning, selling for an average $159.51 against the benchmark U.S. dollar. The Jamaican dollar has gained 85 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $113.99 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican has gained $3.08 and will open trading this morning, selling for an average $203.88 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:28.
I don't have no time for whole heap of paperwork. That's why I downloaded and signed up for my 1JN Passport app. Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The temperature by the 1JN Passport app is
26 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10 or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Of sign, one big road with a lots of sign, sign and both side. Come on, life is one big road with a lots of sign, sign and both side. I'm gonna make up my mind to face reality all the time. Whoa. Many a sorrow, many a joy. Never you try to take life for a tie. Some may do good, Lord, some doing bad. And these kind of bad doings driving me mad. Cause when sunshine today, I go on my knees and pray. I said, Lord, send it tomorrow. I said, Lord, let me have joy. Never let me have sorrow. I said, Lord, let me have joy. Oh Lord, never let me have no sorrow. Life is one big road with a lots of sign, sign in both sides. I'm gonna make up my mind to face reality all the time. Whoa. Lord, you are my helping hand. You alone I'm depending on. I said, Lord, you are my helping hand. And you alone I'm depending on. Cause life is one big road with a lots of sign, sign in both sides. I'm gonna make up my mind to face reality all the time. Whoa. My brothers and my sisters, make up your mind. My brothers and my sisters, make up your mind, make up your mind. You don't wait on time, you better make up your mind, make up your mind. Because if you stay too long, then you're gonna be late, you're gonna be late. So life is one big road with a lots of sign, sign in both sides. Make up my mind to face reality all the time. Whoa. So many a sorrow, many a joy. Never you try to take job for a toy. Some may do good and some doing bad, and these kind of bad doings driving me mad. Cause when sun shine today, on my knees and pray, I said Lord, send it tomorrow. I said Lord, let me have joy, never let me have sorrow, never let me have sorrow. Whoa, hey, hey. When the road is tall up yonder, I've got to be there, alright. When the road is tall up yonder, yes, I want to be there. But when the reading is plain in the dance, I gotta be there, oh Lord. Yes, I gotta be there, Lord knows. But I was singing and dancing sweet reggae music songs, and all the folks in the dance all night long, yeah. Cause when the road is called up yonder, integrity, yes, it gotta be there. When the road is called up yonder, then the star will be singing there. I was singing a happy, happy song. All the saints will be dancing all along, all along, all along. So when the road is calling on yonder, I'll be there, alright. And I was singing my favorite songs, I will be singing it all along. Cause when the road is called, when the road called, I'll be there, I'll be there. Oh, microphone will be there. Tick-a-tock, my golden end, my golden end. Tick-a-tick-a-tock, my golden end. Tick-a-tick-a-tock, my golden end. She lay next to the gentleman, sometime 9 and sometime 10. Oh, and whenever she lay, she make an alarm. Cock, 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 me lay-o, lay-o, whoa, lay-o, whoa.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to ya. You're tuned in to Nationwide this morning, NTM, the big show. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us this Thursday morning, Thursday in Kingston City, here at 6 Bradley Avenue Broadcast House. And the musical maestro, is doing one of his big ones this morning. I see a lot of you in the comment section here on YouTube with fire emojis, dancing emojis, clapping hands emojis. Some people saying bop bop. Somebody said good morning. Hello to you, Killian. Good morning to you, all of you in the YouTube chat. Happy to have you today. It is Thursday, November 7, 2024, and I'm Tonna Thomas.
My name is Gorge.
And George, Leonie Reynolds, is saying, Tonna, we're still without light in Above Rocks. So Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, putting that one out to you. The residents of Above Rocks still without electricity. And I believe Leonie was saying that from Tuesday, that her light went from Tuesday. So yeah, look into that one for us, for Leonie. All right, so George, for my portion of what's on my mind this morning, I'll begin by just mentioning an article from a couple months ago that is in relation to my thoughts. So in June, an article by Nakinsky Robinson posted on the RJR website. It had said President of the Spanish Town Taxi Association, Aaron Mattis, is demanding an audience with the Transport Minister Darrell Vaz and the Transport Authority to address matters concerning the seizure of public passenger vehicles, PPVs. Mr. Mattis argues that public transport operators who are in breach of certain provisions under the Road Traffic Act but are compliant with others should not have their vehicles seized for several weeks. He said the costs to operators are exorbitant especially in light of the temporary closure of the Lakespen car pound in St. Catherine. He added that a withdrawal of service is on the table, but it is a last resort if concerns are not addressed. At the time, he said, "I'm advocating that the Transport Authority and the powers that be put laws in place that a seizing of a PPV vehicle is a no-no. You cannot take away a man's car from Linstead into Kingston, charge him $45,000 from the wrecking company. Then the first day at Transport Authority, I think, is $6,000, and every other day is $1,500. He goes on to say they keep the car for 1 month, and then after that, he has to find that $45,000, pay the wrecking fee, pay the charge at court, and pay the pound fee at Transport Authority. And this is a car that is duly registered, licensed, and insured, and they hold the vehicle for 1 month. So what are we saying then? That persons must stay at home and dead for hungry? He said the stakeholders must find a more convenient location for vehicles that are seized in St. Catherine. The article ends by saying he proposed there is a whole lot of land that the Transport Authority could have maybe leased and have a pound close enough. 2, we have been saying if contrary becomes a fee that you only charge them and don't wreck the vehicle, there wouldn't be so many seizures. Now, I'm mentioning this article from June because of something that came out over the weekend, which I believe is a welcome move, George. But because of the weather and the U.S. elections and some other matters happening in the news cycle so far this week, it hasn't been mentioned much. But on the weekend, the Police High Command issued an advisory, a directive to its personnel that going forward, only members from the rank of inspector upwards, can authorize the seizing of motor vehicles. The previous rank was sergeant. And the move, according to the updated force orders, is intended to increase accountability, reduce misuse of authority, and ensure that the actions taken are justified and based on careful review of all circumstances. Yes. It has been a joy to the ears of many motorists, among them taxi operators, who have long complained about police personnel seizing their vehicles, sometimes without reasonable cause. Many of them have called Cliff Hughes online and complained. I've heard them, especially the heads of the taxi associations. Yeah. And many have suggested that members of the constabulary were working with the tow truck operators to seize their vehicles and benefit from the money they'd have to pay to get it back, or the money they'd ask for on spot not to have your vehicle seized. And these stories, as I'm saying, have been numerous. And the very force orders also indicated, George, that there are currently many instances where motor vehicles are seized by the police without due care. The force orders said that, without due care for the risk to persons and property. Yes. It also noted that the seizure of vehicles under the Road Traffic Act is not mandatory. Based on Section 13 of the Road Traffic Act of 2018, vehicles are liable to be seized for being unlicensed, having no decal, having no registration plates affixed, registration plates obscured, and operating without the requisite license. It says that the issue of traffic tickets for these breaches can suffice. The issuing of traffic tickets, ticketing the motorist, can suffice. Yes. The force orders has also directed the authorizing ranks to examine each case on its own merit and exercise your discretion. This, as in some instances, there are vehicles with mommies and their children, or a vehicle carrying only children. You have some taxi operators out there who the parents have pay them by week to pick up their kids from school, drop them off, and such forth. And sometimes babies are on board. Sometimes people are heading to work. Sometimes people are heading to the market, coming from their farms, all of these different circumstances. There are many credible reasons that require of the police to use their discretion and not abuse the system. To where I started as well, George, the process to reclaim a vehicle can be frustrating with many fees involved. So this move is welcomed in that regard. Where the seizure is justified, go right ahead. But in instances where discretion can be applied, do that. And I say as well, stop abusing the system to those that are abusing the system.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, we've heard too many cases, George, of people are calling and saying, them stop me, and before you look, you see the tow truck Wrecker just like, where did it come from so quickly? Yeah, which leaves in the mind of that motorist that, you have something going on.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little backdoor partnership going on. So you stick up the motorist now and say, well, you want to do something on the side if you want to keep your vehicle and go about your business. We've heard these stories, plenty of these stories. I don't think the force order had said if there were particular instances that motivated why at this time the High Command, the Police Commissioner, Dr. Kevin Blake, has come about with this directive. But there's enough in there to tell you that, what I just mentioned about the trucks popping up out of nowhere quickly when some police personnel stop these vehicles and then telling you, you want to do something on the side to keep your vehicle and go about your business. This may be something that motivated this.
Very good intervention by the police commissioner.
Yeah.
Very necessary at this time.
Yeah, I believe so too. And just before we end this segment as well, George, to inform our listeners, I don't know, Jermaine, if you can play that video of the Bogwalk Gorge. George, you shared it in our news group yesterday. I think it's important for us to show our listeners as well. The NWA has also put out an advisory in relation to the blocking of the Bogwalk Gorge. 2 boulders. There seems to have been I wouldn't say that's a major landslide. It's a minor, but what came down was major. 2 boulders now blocking that thoroughfare. And in an advisory that was put out by the NWA yesterday afternoon, it said closed. The Bogwalk Gorge at St. Catherine remains closed and will be for at least the next 12 to 16 hours. Water levels remain high and boulders have also fallen on the road. And it ends by saying, we will advise as soon as the corridor is open to vehicular traffic. I did check their X timeline, and I'm not seeing any update beyond this one yesterday afternoon from the NWA.
For a couple of days yet, so
big.
That will take a lot of work.
Yeah.
To split up and then to transport away. So
the video, the makers of the video, I heard them saying, not even tractor can move this. 2 boulders now blocking that thoroughfare. So if you're listening, you usually use that roadway to get to where you're going. Take alternative routes this morning because that thoroughfare is blocked.
Big old stone. 2 big old stone in the road.
2 big old stone indeed.
Man. That just gives you a size of the scale. 2 men atop and them look small in comparison. Big. And there's the water line. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Don't mash up. That now open for now. Mr. King, let me. There's a thing I want to read, listeners, just to go through. It was sent to me by a friend in the public service who just wanted to share a few thoughts. Let me see. Here we go. And it says, I feel compelled to mention something because of what is current at this time. Why is it that when we speak to the FinSAC episode, we speak only of the economic fallout, as if it's an incident all on its own, and totally disregard the social ramifications of that horrible episode in our history? We also tend to speak about the banks that failed. However, it was more than that, as over 40,000 businesses were destroyed. Just imagine for a minute that if each of these businesses employed only one person, then that's still a lot of people who would have been hurt. The commercial, manufacturing, agricultural sectors, etc. were all marred by the economic upheaval of the time, not just banks. I remember an earlier episode of The Susan Show where she interviewed the owner of Reggae Sunsplash. When she asked him what happened, he indicated that the festival was doing so well that he wanted to expand the product. That was the death of them, as they were finsacked and the festival was no more. Many persons say that what happened occurred many years ago, so why speak of it now? But I say you cannot ignore the social ramifications which impact us even to this day. I was a young adult in 1997-1998, and I remember so well how the murder rate started inching up as the economic rug was pulled from under us. We have not looked back since. It is hard to separate the FinSac episode from the high interest rate policy of the time, as the latter contributed directly to the former. As Ronald Thwaite said, it represented the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich since slavery. The fallout didn't occur in a vacuum in 1997. It was preceded by a rapidly growing inflationary period. We ended the 80s with an exchange rate of $5.50 to $1, and every year the rate moved rapidly, making it difficult to make business decisions. As times got increasingly harder, you got more and more crime. I would encourage you, George, to get an old copy of the newspapers and compare our murder rate in the 90s to what it was in the 80s, and you'd see that the difference in a relatively short period of time was stark. Compare also the cost of housing, as many large homes in middle-class neighborhoods like Mona, Havendale, Meadowbrook, Hope Pastures, etc. could be had for less than $50,000. Go ahead and check a Gleaner Classified in the late 1980s. I remember exploring the idea of buying a house and asked a developer why the cost of housing was so prohibitive, and he told me it was due to the cost of money. Interest rates were just too high. Now we're asking ourselves why people not having children, but if you have them, where are you going to house them? Anyway, I digressed a little, though not totally, as I am trying to show how the period of the 90s has impacted us even to this day. As more and more Jamaicans found themselves outside of the formal economy, due to the precipitous closure of thousands of businesses, the informal economy grew. Some persons became higglers. My memory of what it was like prior to that period was that we never had so many persons selling on the roads, as the manufacturing sector, including factories in the free zones, etc., absorbed many of our unskilled workers. There was even a song released which spoke to it. Cost of living getting higher, more seller than buyer. Other former employees decided to put car up on the road with their redundancy money, and this, of course, is when the indisciplined driving was heightened. These PPV drivers were nothing more than hustlers on the roads. Unfortunately, some who were laid off took to illicit activities, especially the drug trade, and became drug mules in their attempts to smuggle drugs to the United States. At that time, practically every week, an Air Jamaica plane was seized, and the airline had to pay thousands of US dollars to retrieve it when drugs were discovered on a plane, contributing to the demise of Air Jamaica. The productive economy was in a slump because it was easier to invest in high interest-bearing government paper. Less production meant that we had to import more to meet our basic needs, consequently pushing up our import bill and putting more and more pressure on our foreign exchange. The slump in the formal economy also meant that the government was taking in less revenue, so borrowing was the order of the day, and it did so by selling high interest rate bearing government paper on the local market to survive. This pushed interest rates up even further, and our domestic debt was higher than our international debt. I'm going to stop here because it continues further. I'm going to read all of it though, so I'm going to do another part of it if I get the chance this morning or even tomorrow morning. All right, but that's just a perspective of one of our public sector workers reflecting on the era of FinSac. This was consequent upon the opening up of the FinSac archives, and just saying that many people want to dismiss what happened in that period, and she's painting the picture correctly of how damaging it was, not just from an economic perspective, but on the social fabric of the country, as there were many knock-on effects of the country and the economy being FinSacked.
Youth in conflict with the law can get a second chance through child diversion. For more information, visit moj.gov.jm. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
6:51.
Need equipment rental, repair, or sales? The Contractor Center has you covered. We also offer epoxy installation, stamp concrete, and construction chemicals, serving commercial, industrial, construction, and residential industries. Don't let everyday challenges hold you back. Visit us at 26 Shortwood Road or online at contractorcenterja.com or call 876-968-4816.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
As we go to Ludlow McLeave for Street Smarts One, just getting some information. There's a serious motor vehicle collision along the PJ Patterson Highway where two motor trucks are said to have collided. As a result, the driver of one of the trucks is trapped in the vehicle. Firefighters and police, we are being told, are on the location. The roadway is blocked with goods and building material, and there's also oil on the road. So the PJ Patterson Highway, a crash on the highway. I'm not sure which direction, if going out of town or coming towards town, but expect multiple delays because the road, they say, is blocked. Not even breeze can pass. Ludlow, good morning.
Morning. I was going to say east-west or north. Anyway, east-west or highway. It's overcast in most cases right now. We see the sun trying to make its way. But nevertheless, the roadways are busy for the time being. However, I must say, those of you coming through Norbrook Road, going through Cherry Gardens, going back onto Barbican Road, it's okay. Barbican Road for the time being, building but steady flow in both directions, east and west. East King's House Road, not a problem. Hope Road in both directions, except when you get into Harbour Tree, you're going to find it quite busy. As you know already, Constant Spring Road, southbound coming down, Malines Road, all these areas are getting busy as the morning progresses. So, our first report for the morning. George.
Thank you, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts 1. Up next, the word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
The word of the day spelled A-L-L A-L-L-I-A-C-E-O-U-S. A-L-L-I-A-C-E-O-U-S.
Alliacious.
Your word of the day is pronounced alliacious. It's an adjective, a descriptive word, and it means relating to or denoting plants of a group that comprises the onions and other alliums. That is your word of the day, alliacious. I don't know if you will have reason to use this one. Maybe if you're an agriculturalist, you might have reason to use the word alliacious. But that is your word of the day, meaning relating to or denoting plants of a group that comprises the onions and other alliums. And Jermaine is telling me that what? Having the odor or taste of garlic or onions. Okay, so what's it called? That snack?
Onion bits.
Bigfoot. Onion rings.
You used to call it onion bits back in the day.
An alliacious snack, onion bits. Let's go to our features at the top of the hour of the news.
Seeing elderly loved ones with limited movement is deeply heart-wrenching. Equally distressing is their high risk of developing bed sores. In today's segment of Coming of Age, we will delve into the issue of bed sores. Bed sores occur when pressure reduces or cuts off blood flow to your skin. This lack of blood flow can cause a pressure wound injury to develop in as little as 2 hours. They primarily affect individuals who are immobile for extended periods, such as those bedridden or using wheelchairs. People with thinner skin and limited mobility are especially susceptible to these sores, which affect about 2.5 million Americans annually. Bed sores can develop anywhere on the body, but they are most common in areas where bones are close to skin, such as the buttocks, back, elbows, ankles, hips, shoulders, heels, and the tailbone. These sores form when sustained pressure cuts off blood flow to the skin, causing skin cells to die and ulcers to develop within 2 hours. The complications of bed sores can be severe, including life-threatening infections like cellulitis and septicemia. In extreme cases, sepsis or amputation may be necessary. According to the Cleveland Clinic, bed sores lead to over 24,000 deaths globally each year. Non-surgical treatments for bed sores involve cleaning the wound with soap and water or saline and covering it with special medical dressings such as hydrogel,
hydrocolloid, alginates, or foam dressings. For severe ulcers, a procedure called debridement, which is the removal of dead tissue from the area. This procedure can be done surgically or with ointments that dissolve dead tissue, often with local anesthesia to numb the area. Symptoms of bed sores include soreness, swelling, changes in skin color or texture, pus-like drainage, and areas that feel unusually cool or warm to the touch. Medications for bed sores may include antibiotics, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, and pain relievers. If warning signs of a bed sore appear, repositioning to relieve pressure is crucial. To help prevent bed sores, maintain overall skin health by promptly cleaning soiled areas with warm, not hot, water and soap. Moisturize dry skin and ensure it stays warm and dry, as excessive moisture can lead to skin infections. Consume a well-balanced diet and drink 8 to 10 cups of water daily to stay hydrated and support proper blood circulation, which helps prevent sores. Exercise daily if possible. If immobile, ask caregivers to move your limbs to promote circulation gently. Avoid smoking and exposure to second-hand smoke, as this is crucial for wound healing and overall health. That's it for Coming of Age today. Until next time.
Fearless and fair, Nationwide 90 FM.
They say public speaking can make people so nervous. Let me try to help you to change that. Lifestyle Pages starts now, and I'm Tana. When you're at the lectern, don't start speaking right away. Take a couple seconds to relax and observe your audience. Show up knowing in your head the information you're about to present must be heard, and deliver it. Make eye contact with members of your audience, as many as you can. Don't speak too fast. Take your time. Be conversational. You see all that nervousness you're building up? Turn it into excitement. And when you're done, thank your audience for listening and walk confidently from the stage. You did well. I'm Tana, and that was your Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
From Negril Point to Morant Bay, a little kindness can go a far way. The time by the Jamaica Information Service is
news time 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
26 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up with the news at 7 this morning, Thursday, November 7, 2024. The first court hearing between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commission is set for today. Prime Minister Holness pledges to fix bad roads, and the EOJ says the 4 by-elections to be held later this month will cost about $75 million. In international news, Trump prepares to appoint top jobs after Harris vows to help transition.
News at 7 is brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The first court hearing in the legal battle between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Integrity Commission is set for today in the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston. Prime Minister Holness is seeking leave to apply for judicial review of a damning report issued by the Commission's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson. The report, which was tabled in Parliament in September, scrutinizes the Prime Minister's uncertified statutory declarations for the years 2021 to 23 and raises questions about certain aspects of his financial affairs. The Commission's Director of Corruption Prosecution, Keisha Prince-Kamika, determined that no criminal charges should be brought against the Prime Minister, despite a recommendation that he be charged for failing to disclose 4 related bank accounts. Following this, the Commission referred the matter to Tax Administration Jamaica and the Financial Investigations Division for further investigation. Prime Minister Holness, however, has accused the Commission of abuse of process and violations of his constitutional rights, citing several irregularities irregularities in the Commission's investigation. His legal team has listed 30 grounds on which they are seeking judicial review. The Prime Minister is being represented by King's Counsel Georgia Gibson-Henlin, while the Integrity Commission is being represented by King's Counsel Michael Hilton. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaicans can be assured that his administration will take a deliberate course of action in its efforts to repair bad roads in a sustainable way. He says the improved economy has allowed his administration to be able to respond to climate-related events without the need for loans from multilateral bodies. He says fixing roads is a priority item on his work plan.
We are going to fix your roads, and when it is done, it will be transformational. And like everything else that we have done, it's not a patch response. It is building systems in place that will become institutions that will endure, that will solve the problem over the short, medium, and long term. So that we put that behind us. In the same way we have solved the fiscal issues, we're going to take the same strategic, instrumental approach to dealing with our roads. And you would have seen that with the announcement of the Spark program.
Speaking at a post-cabinet press briefing on Wednesday, the Prime Minister says he's hopeful that implementation of the Spark program will begin before the end of the year.
The project is well on its way. You're not seeing the actual asphalt hitting the road, but believe me when I tell you, the asphalt putting on the road is maybe 20% of the entire project, from conception to the public investment assessment, to contracting, procurement, and then implementation.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Director of Elections Glasspool Brown says the 4 by-elections to be held later this month will cost the country approximately $75 million. Mr. Brown was speaking on Wednesday on Nationwide at 5.
Well, we have submitted our budget to the Ministry of Finance, and we are able to, because we're doing the 4 of them together, we've benefited from some economics of scale, and we're looking at about 75 million thereabouts.
About 75 million?
Yeah. Our hope is always, from the electoral office side of it, is that we anticipate, we hope that the turnout will be better than what was in the past. We are keeping our fingers crossed that there will be some amount of improvement in terms of the voter turnout. Bear in mind, for the municipalities, the 2 traditional parties are contesting, and therefore the competition there is much better, more heightened than compared to what existed in Northeast St. Anne.
Voters will select MPs in Northwest St. Andrew and South Trelawney. They'll also select councillors in the Morant Bay Division in St. Thomas and Ainon Town in Clarendon. Nomination day activities concluded in all 4 seats on Wednesday. Approximately 1,000 workers will be employed for by-election day, November 22. The last by-election, held on September 30 in Northeast St. Anne, had a voter turnout of just over 12%. Mr. Brown says his team is prohibited from scaling down their plans in anticipation of another low turnout.
It's always a concern for us in terms when the voter turnout is low. And bear in mind that we have to prepare at the Electoral Office of Jamaica. We have to prepare on the assumption that the voter turnout is 100%. So we end up printing ballots for every person based on the number of the names that are on the list. We end up putting a number of things in place in anticipation of a voter turnout of 100%. So when the voter turnout amounts to a small number, it means that a significant amount of our effort and our resources would have not have gone to waste.
That's Glasspool Brown, Director of Elections. The Police High Command is expressing is sending condolences to the friends and family of a policeman who crashed and died late on Wednesday evening. The deceased is Constable David Hamilton of the National Stadium Police Station in the St. Andrews Central Division. The constabulary says Hamilton lost control of his black Nissan Sylphy and collided head-on with a JUTC bus traveling in the opposite direction. The incident happened on Southeast 4th Street, Greater Portmore in St. Catherine just after 8 p.m. Constable Hamilton was pronounced dead at hospital. The JCF says its chaplaincy branch and welfare department are providing support to the lawman's family and colleagues at this time. 165 gangsters have been arrested so far this year and placed before the courts. That's according to numbers given to Cabinet by members of the JCF High Command on Monday. The High Command says the police have conducted close to 3,000 anti-gang operations so far this year. Head of the JCF's Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Division, CTOC, ACP Anthony McLaughlin, says the police have dismantled more than half of the approximately 300 known gangs operating across the island.
The assault on gang continues with CTOC and the PIUs. So far, we have managed to reduce the number of gangs from 300 to 170. As it relates to gangsters being arrested and put before the court for various offenses, last year we arrested 163 persons, put them before the court. This year so far we have arrested 165.
ACP McLaughlin says many of those arrested are currently before the courts.
So far this year, we have 8 matters before the court, including 73 members of different gangs. There are another 20 matters at varying levels of completion, which will be placed before the court sometime before the end of this year.
ACP Anthony McLaughlin, head of the JCF's Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Division. The police continue their search for one of the suspects in the killing of 5 men in Pleasant Heights, Rockfort in St. Andrew last month. Wayne Josephs is Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of the JCF's Criminal Investigation Branch.
In recent times, we have had the multiple murder in Pleasant Heights, where we saw 5 victims. Our investigations have so far led to the one person being identified, a person who we would want the public to assist us to find him. The name of this individual is Junior Creary, otherwise called Whopper. So we are seeking the assistance of the public to help us to find this individual, as also a number of other persons that you will see us post on Wanted Wednesdays on a regular basis.
Pleasant Heights is the new name for the notoriously tough community of Warwicker Hills. On October 21, the 5 men were shot and killed at a football competition in the community. The deceased included a man reputed to be a high-ranking gangster, along with his son. A man suspected to be involved in the deadly attack was shot and killed by the police a day after. ACP Josephs noted that there are currently more than 300 individuals on the JCF's most wanted list.
So far, we currently have 315 persons on our wanted list, persons who are wanted for major crimes across the island. These persons, if they are apprehended now, can be charged and placed before the court.
That's Wayne Josephs, ACP in charge of the Criminal Investigations Branch. 3 gunmen, including an alleged gang leader, were killed during a running gun battle with the police in Hanover on Wednesday. Operations Officer for the Area 1 Police, Superintendent Carlos Russell, says 4 gunmen in a car fired at the lawmen when they were signaled to stop along the Mosquito Cove main road.
On Wednesday, November 6, about 5:35 p.m., members of the Area 1 Fugitive Apprehension Team were on special operation in the Hanover Division. Acting on information, they signaled a dark color Vaxi motor car to stop along the Mosquito Cove main road. The vehicle pulled over and 4 men alighted with guns and fired at the police. The police returned the fire, and during a running gun battle, 3 of the gunmen were shot and injured.
Superintendent Russell says one of the deceased is Clive Lawson, the alleged leader of the Caton Defence Force gang based in St. James.
2 firearms were retrieved from them. The 4th man escaped. The 3 injured men were taken to the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover, where they were pronounced dead. One of the deceased has so far been identified as one Clive Lawson, OC Greedy, of a Mount Salem address in St. James, whilst the other 2 has not yet been identified. Clive Lawson is the leader of the Caton Defence Force gang based in the Mount Salem area of St. James and was a suspect in a recent invasion of Campbell Lane in St. James, in which 1 man was shot and killed and several houses fired on.
Superintendent Carlos Russell Operations Area operations officer for the Area 1 Police. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, has given the all-clear following the passage of Tropical Storm Raphael. In a statement on Wednesday, ODPEM says the Met Service has also discontinued the flash flood warning and the flash flood watch for low-lying and flood-prone areas of the island. ODPEM says there are currently 3 shelters open across Kingston and St. Andrew, Clarendon and Westmoreland with a total of 46 persons. The shelter in St. Thomas has been deactivated. However, ODPEM is asking the country to stay alert as unstable weather, which includes showers and thunderstorms, which could lead to flooding in some areas given the level of ground saturation, is expected over the next few days. The head of the St. Catherine North Police, Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, says the search for 2 people believed to have been washed away in flood waters in Shady Grove, Loidersville in the parish on Tuesday will resume this morning. It's reported that the 2 individuals were traveling in a white Mitsubishi L200 motor truck in the Loidersville area on Tuesday evening when they were swept away by flood waters. Superintendent Nicholson says members of the JDF, the police, firefighters and citizens are involved in the search.
The police, operatives from the Jamaica Fire Brigade, as well as the JDF Coast Guard, as well as a number of citizens conducted numerous searches, but all the efforts proved futile. The murky water did not provide the kind of visibility that was required, and up until the search was called off at about 5 p.m., we did not find the vehicle nor the individuals who were in the vehicle. We also use this opportunity to implore citizens to heed the warnings of the various agencies not to traverse flooded roadways.
Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, head of the St. Catherine North Police, he says the search will continue once the water from the river in Loidersville recedes. Overseas news now. Donald Trump is preparing to select his top team ahead of his return to the White House after Kamala Harris vowed a peaceful transfer of power. In her first speech since losing the election, Harris told her supporters that she knows that many of them feel like we are entering a dark time, but that for the benefit of all, she hopes that is not the case. In a decisive victory, Trump won 5 of the 7 battleground states and is ahead in the final 2 yet to declare, Nevada and Arizona. During his campaign, Trump made a few promises about who he wants to see in his administration. His picks could include former domestic policy advisor Brooke Rollins, former CIA director and the Secretary of State in his last presidency Mike Pompeo, and former U.S. ambassador to Germany and acting director of national intelligence in Trump's last administration Rick Grenell. The BBC is reporting that Rollins is being considered for chief of staff, Pompeo is a contender for defense secretary, and Grenell is being considered for secretary of state or national security advisor. That's the news.
News at 7 was brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:16.
Ready to make every step count? The CB Group UE5K is back for its 13th year, and together we're changing lives. And this year we're aiming for 100 more scholarships, 100 more dreams fulfilled. Join us on Sunday, November 24 at 6:30 a.m. at UE Mona. Let's run for dreams, run for hope, and run for a brighter future at the CB Group UE5K and Run with Passion Kids K. Register now at runningeventsja.com and let's make a difference one step at a time.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time off for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning again, Ludlow.
Morning, George. Morning to all our listeners of Motoring Public. And I can't leave out our visitors. I like the ones, especially the ones who like Portland. Portland is such a beautiful parish. Anyway, the situation on our roads is that you won't escape the traffic in certain areas. Currently on the Reddings Road in the vicinity of the overpass, as you go across Boulevard and the Dunrobin intersect that overpass. You're going to find traffic coming from as far as the clinic, the health center, along Reddings Road, going past Elizabeth Avenue, Three Views Avenue, coming across, and further out towards Eastwood Park Road. It's actually slow moving, and much of Washington Boulevard, by the way, is also slow moving. You're going to get traffic also on Manning Road, connecting with Constant Spring Road. Constant Spring Road, from the top, heading past Hillman Road, it's moving quite steadily until you get to the intersection of Constant Spring Road and Shortwood Road. That's where the traffic is building. But it's slow moving all the way to Half a Tree. Remember, you have about 4 lanes going into Half a Tree Square, so it's better even to go through that side than to go across, say, the road running parallel, which is Waterloo Road, which has more traffic, and the other one that also runs parallel to Waterloo Road, which is Kingsway. By and large, the traffic is not too bad, but it's building, and by the time we get to maybe 8 o'clock, 8:30, you're going to have more increased vehicular traffic. And remember, traffic is also in the Portmore area, exiting onto the Mandela Highway via Municipal Boulevard. And if you're in the Spanish Town area, you also experience traffic along the bypass and beyond that, the Old Harbour Road. So it's going to be a busy Thursday morning. Let's hope we don't have any more rain and all of that. So I hope you have a very good day and a Street Smart day. And as usual, at Street Smart, your safety is all concerned. George, it's over to you.
Thank you, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, Front Page.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning.
Anyway, Tana, just before we go on the front page, listen,
Yes.
when you make Cliff use BJ acquisition, let me not understand. Eh? And you can't say thief because you... No. she protested, rather poshly, Tana's way. She and our teammate, Chevron never business either way, but Tana was insisting that, no, George, I think some things need to be reviewed because this and that went wrong. Then she caused the judges to go run back the tape in a slow motion and realize the infractions. And then they had a runoff. Tana, of all the questions they missed today, the bird associated with UWI.
Listen.
You went to the UWI for 3 years? No, sir.
And here's the thing though, and almost every day you hear somebody saying
Pelican
hashtag Pelican Pride or something like that.
But there's one thing with the UWI now.
But in the moment,
There's one thing with the UWI now. Even if you never knew, you'd walk by the campus and I say, then I was a special about this bird there.
Yes.
Everywhere him there.
Yes.
The pelican is all over the UWI.
Yes.
No, sir.
And the logo is a part of so many things.
And that's the thing.
The
logo
murals.
on the bird. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Them big, you cannot be in any doubt about the UWI's bird.
Yes.
Is the pelican.
Yeah. But in the moment, some things will get you.
You know the worst thing. The 4 contestants are all UE graduates. Each one, Rubian not finished yet, but she, so no, Rubian fresh. Rubian still looking at Cliff. Cliff got it. So the team scored.
The eldest graduates. The eldest graduates of the University of the West Indies got the answer. But here's the thing, now, George, you have to ensure that at the end of the day the game was played fairly.
That is true.
And that's one of the reasons why I protested, because I knew that we walked away from the competition with at least 3 infractions. So
happy for you.
And for our listeners, today and tomorrow the quiz continues at 11 a.m. so ensure that you tune in. All right, turning our attention now to the discussion segment on the front page. The 3 months from August to October, traditionally the period that records the highest number of murders nationally, has seen a 5-year dip in 2024. And the 5 police divisions that usually account for nearly 50% of murders each year have seen a combined reduction of 22%. This is according to National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, who addressed the post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House on Wednesday. Dana Davey reports.
Using statistics from January 1 to November 4, 2024, and those for comparative periods, Dr. Chang painted a picture of reduced crime in spite of recent incidents that have shocked the nation's consciousness. The minister says major crimes, according to key indicators, have an overall reduction of 15%.
In the major crime summary for the period of January 1 to November 4, 2024, reflects a significant reduction in criminal activity compared to the same period in 2023. There has been an overall reduction in major crimes by 15%, with key categories showing marked improvement. The quarter we are coming out of, August, September, October, has traditionally been the highest quarter for the year. Traditionally, and August, September, October 2024 has been the lowest 3 months for the last 5 years. I emphasize that because it reflects the introduction of new strategies by Commissioner Kevin Blake and the team of officers leading the police force today. The total number of murders recorded has fallen by 19%, and that is 233 fewer persons killed this year.
The breakout categories, murder, shooting, rape, and robbery, have all registered a reduction.
The total number of murders recorded has fallen by 19%, and that is 233 fewer persons killed this year. Additionally, shootings have seen a reduction of 9%. The guns are still there. We're taking steps to get them off the road. In terms of rapes, there has been a notable decline of 28%. Robbery incidents decreased by 21%.
Dr. Chang says the 5 police divisions that account for nearly 50% of murders in the country each year have shown a decrease of 22%.
When we look at the divisions that are usually problematic, we have seen even more significant decreases. Indeed, the police indicated that they're going to focus on the 5 critical divisions that literally causes about nearly 50% of the murders in the country on an annualized basis. They are down by some 22% at this point in time. They involve St. James, which is down by 32%, Westmoreland down by 12%, Clarendon down by 39%, Kingston West is down by 30%, and of course St. Andrews South, which is down by 14%.
The security minister says multiple shootings are also down. Making reference to recent incidents in Cherry Tree Lane, Clarendon, Pleasant Heights in East Kingston, and Bowens Road in Southeast St. Andrew, Dr. Chang said the reason they gripped the nation is linked to the fact that fewer incidents of that kind are being reported.
Another feature of our success by the police has been the significant reduction in incidents of multiple murders. While the recent 3 have shaken the society, in a sense it is more a reflection of the fact that the society has gotten less, hearing less about multiple murders, and when they happen, it does create a sort of social shock. And indeed, we are concerned about them as everybody in society. At this point last year, there were 78 incidents of double murders with 156 victims. This year, there have been 40 such incidents with 80 victims, and we continue to take action to reduce that kind of activity. Quadruple murders have been halved from 4 incidents with 16 victims to just 2 incidents resulting in 8 victims.
Dr. Chang says while the incidents are deeply concerning, they are not random acts of violence. He says they are linked to organized criminal groups involved in gang activities, drug trafficking, lottery scamming, and drug running. Minister Chang says the success to date is the result of increased police deployment and ramped up intelligence activities. Dana Davy for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, 165 gangsters have been arrested and placed before the courts since the start of the year. That's according to numbers given to the Cabinet by members of the JCF High Command on Monday. The High Command says the police have conducted close to 3,000 anti-gang operations this year as well. We are being joined now by the National Security Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Horace Chang. Dr. Chang, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. So yesterday, Dr. Chang, you gave out a lot of data. I was saying to George, I don't think we've ever heard the data presented like this to Jamaicans, so comprehensive on what has been happening this year in comparison to last year. And I wanted to start out by asking Dr. Chang, what do you say to people who they've heard our rap giving a roundup of the data, but before that they were saying they don't feel like the police is doing enough about crime and violence in the country?
Well, it's still at a very high level. So it's not about a victory cry. Once violence, in particular homicides, exceeds 1,000, in fact the figure is speak of more frequently, and they together say over 800, you're going to have a certain reaction in society and the wider community and civil society. Generally the population, and especially when you have event with multiple victims, then there's a reaction. In fact, when you get to a low number and there's a certain calm around the community and you get a outbreak of violence, it's even more worrying. You know, it concerns the citizens who have not gotten used to a level of peace. So you know, the concern now when you hear acts of violence. We understand that, but it's the briefing is to reassure the citizens that we are working hard at trying at getting this thing under control. We have indicated we are investing significantly in it, huge sums, and we're investing more. But it's indicated.
We're having a bit of a distortion in your line, Dr. Chang.
Yeah, that was an alarm.
Oh, okay.
This morning, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the idea was to reassure the communities and our citizens that yes, the violence is high, but we're taking steps to get that under control, and it is working. It's moving in the right direction. The last quarter was the lowest we've had in 5 years, you know, and usually it's the highest, August, September, October. So the police has to be given support and commended for the efforts, and you know, we continue to work and execute sometimes new program activities, increase the resources as required to bring what is really a very serious problem under control. It's not there yet, but we have reached a point where we can speak more confidently that we can get the kind of control we require.
We're going to fix your line, Dr. Chang, because we're still hearing that distortion. We're going to take a break, get that sorted, and come back.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:31.
Drive Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 4.99% interest rate. Yes! Shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 4.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 4.99%. Conditions apply.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
Community Changemakers, mark your calendars. The Best Practice Symposium for Social and Community Development is November 13 from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Jamaica Pegasus and live on PIOJ YouTube. Discover local and international tools that have advanced community development. For more information and to register, visit the Planning Institute of Jamaica website, pioj.gov.jm.
Back with us on the front page, the National Security Minister, Dr. Horace Chang, is with us looking at the report given to Cabinet from the JCF concerning the rates of crime in recent months and the comparative analysis of where the situation is at this time. Morning again, Dr. Chang. Hello? Okay, so we're waiting to get him back. All right, so looking at the numbers, you know, all right, we need to look at these things carefully. It is true that when the crime is rampant, and even so, even though the numbers are very positive, as Dr. Chang says, the feeling among people is that the problem is still out of hand, and the numbers bear that out. But we spend a lot of time going through the bad and how things have deteriorated. These numbers are positive and suggest marked improvement. I think it deserves the same treatment, no? So when you look at the fact that parish by parish, as was said, St. James, murders down 32%, Westmoreland down 12%, and those have been two problem parishes over time. Clarendon down by 39%, Kingston West down by 30%, and the St. Andrews South down by 14%. The only problem place that is not included in those statistics would be St. Catherine North, which is stubborn in its own right. In terms of triple and quadruple murders, before you even get there, multiple murders, the police are reporting that at this point last year, there were 78 incidents of double murders with 156 victims. This year, there have been 40 such incidents with 80 victims. So, from 78 last year to 40 this year, from 156 victims last year to 80 victims this year. Then where triple and quadruple murders are concerned, the police are saying that there have been 14 triple murders leading to 42 deaths so far this year. Well, last year, there were 14 triple murders leading to 42 deaths. So far this year, there have been 6 triple murders leading to 18 deaths. So those numbers speak for themselves. Quadruple murders, they say, have been halved from 4 incidents with 16 victims last year to 2 incidents, resulting in 8 victims. The anti-gang, we've spoken about the reduction, the number of gangsters who are behind bars. What they're also showing is that the number of murders recorded, of course, has fallen by 19%, 233 fewer persons killed so far this year. This is progress by any measure. And the fact that we still have the feeling that things are bad underscores the scale of the problem. But the problem can only be fixed incrementally, I believe, because beyond mass arrests and interminable detention, you won't begin to make the kind of dent against crime that will make people feel comfortable overnight. And so it has to be incremental approach, and the police, by increments, if that's their strategy, these numbers are suggesting that strong progress is being made.
Yeah, and strong progress as well, George. We were saying on the break the number of gangsters that have been arrested so far this year. The police did indicate in their report to Cabinet 165 gangsters arrested. Well, not just arrested, but before the courts. And George, you're indicating that definitely suggests that there was enough to place them before the courts.
Because previously you'd have people arrested who you suspect of being involved in a gang, but because the legislation didn't allow you to to proffer certain charges, you didn't have enough to put them before a judge, so you had to let them go. That's changed.
So evidence gathering, absolutely improving,
and the legislative framework as well.
And the legislative framework with 165 gangsters now before the courts. And on the matter of gangsters as well, the number of gangs that the police is indicating have been dismantled. I believe it was about 2-3 years ago, the Prime Minister did put out a number of active gangs in the country at 300. The police indicating this year that half of those gangs, 150 of those, have been dismantled.
Yeah. You know, there's another part of it that I don't think was mentioned.
Yeah.
Two things I'm going to mention again. You have the feeling in Jamaica that almost everybody have a gun, whether legal or illegal, and certainly that everybody has access to a gun, whether access to someone who has a legal firearm or access to someone who can get an illegal firearm. Listen to this. So far this year, today is what, November 7. So far this year, and these figures were presented on November 6, so they would have been current up to November 4 or 5. Let's go November 4. Up to November 4 this year, the police had seized 667 illegal guns. Enough gun that in a normal country, in a country, as of our size, 667 guns seized so far this year, and yet we have the feeling that everybody have access to a gun or have a gun. Then listen to this, beyond the 667 illegal firearms seized so far this year. Listen to this one now. The police say 383 of those 667 guns were taken directly from assailants. It means that people were arrested and the gun taken from them. 383. Then the police say the other 284, to make up the tally of 667, the other 284 were recovered in situations without arrests. Often how this works is the police have a man in custody questioning him, and have a charge is looming, and police say, well, you can help you out, we will, try to do our best for you by the time you go in front of the judge, what you can do for us. And him say, all right, boss, if you go down on so-and-so avenue, looking at a mango tree in a back of a big yard, a scandal bag tie up at the top with 3 guns in it. And your police go and say they find 3 guns, nobody was arrested. Those are the situations, the kind of intelligence that leads the police there. So 284 were found along those lines, but the other 383, the police are saying, were seized directly from persons. I find that astonishing.
Yeah.
That's significant. Yeah. The issue of Cherry Tree Lane, though, represents a serious situation for the police, because 8 people in one go, and then we had the 5 in Pleasant Heights. So, that's the kind of thing that the police are working to prevent. And remember the shooting up at Chris Martin's grandmother's setup?
Right.
That could have been a 7 or 8 or even 10, because they just fired. Yeah, luckily, not, how many people were killed? Was it 1?
I think 1.
Right.
1.
Yeah. I'm getting a message now from our editor Cara to say that the head of St. Catherine North, not wanting to be left out, he has said that murders are down 32% in St. Catherine North. So Superintendent
that's the one we were missing.
Yes, so I was saying that from the brief I was reading, that St. Catherine North was the one missing. I don't know, it's not a part of the brief that I have, but the head of the division is saying, no, we are down as well. So if I plug that in, if I drop that in, so St. James down by 32%. St. Catherine North down by 32%, says Superintendent Nicholson. Westmoreland down by 12%. Clarendon down by 39%. And I would want to know from Dr. Chang, if we get him back, Michelle is busy trying to do so, what progress the police would have seen after the imposition of the states of public emergency there following Cherry Tree Lane.
Mhm.
So Clarendon down by 39%, Kingston West down by 30%, St. Andrew South down by 14%. These are significant numbers.
Yeah. And Dr. Chang was mentioning yesterday at Post Cabinet that, let's say these 6 divisions now, yesterday he said 5, but these 6 divisions normally account for the most murders in the country annually. 50% of the murders in the country annually. He was indicating yesterday that at this time in the year, and the year almost done, that's down to 22%. So lots of progress still being made there.
Yeah. I'm being told that actually St. Catherine North is not 32%, it's 22%. Still significant.
Yes.
Still significant. So it's 22% for St. Catherine North among the usual problem spots. Yeah. One of the other things is, it wasn't mentioned in this report, Tana, but it's also significant. You can pretty it up and say stolen car, but the thief in car ring.
Mhm.
People think that these rings, you break them up and that's it. No, they reform in different ways, and they go to different places, just like the gangs. You'll always have gangs, yeah. But the motor vehicle theft. I remember when Cornwall Biggerford was leading the unit in the police, in the JCF, responsible for finding motor vehicles stolen and prosecuting people who steal them. The lament that the judges were very lenient on the people who were involved in the stealing of cars. And I wondered about the legislative side of it, and what the judges were working with, because I couldn't believe that judges were deliberately giving car thieves a slap on the wrist just because. But so that would have improved in some respects where the legislation is concerned. But I'd want to hear the police specifically on that, because that is such a significant part of the organized crime trade, where criminals have what do I call it, arrangements where they sell car parts and they sell everything to fund their enterprise. And the people them who drive Voxy and Allian and what the other car with them sing about all the while, where they pull up on the pump, Markex. And the other one, Axio, and all these vehicles, Probox. You can't park them vehicle in peace, You park them outside and you go sleep, and it's on your mind. There are so many videos I've seen on social media with people with cameras catching people stealing their Probox, stealing their Vox, stealing their Allian.
Yeah.
And because the parts are so easily disposed of for sale, these people are meeting hell. So the police need to update on where that is nationally, not just in a local.
Yeah, because one locale that seems to have a problem that the police have been working on tirelessly is St. Catherine. You recall last month,
yes,
from the same superintendent, Hopton Nicholson,
Yes.
who was saying that they're trying and they're doing a lot to dismantle
Which is why it came
the
to
car
mind when I saw
stealing
his
ring.
name, yeah.
In St. Catherine. I was able to pull up the story we had on October 25, where the St. Catherine police indicated that they arrested 5 people in connection with the recovery of 10 stolen motor vehicles since Saturday, October 19. And the report we had said 8 of the vehicles were located during an operation in the communities of McCookspen, Red Pond, Angels, and Linstead. And that operation was carried out by the Area 5 Fugitive Apprehension Team.
Yeah, I'm surprised about McCookspen, because
Here are the vehicles in
yeah, man.
These are Nissan Tida.
Yes, I forgot the Tida, yes.
Yeah, Nissan Sylphy, Nissan Caravan, and a Toyota Wish motor car. Yeah, those are the type of vehicles that were stolen. 10 vehicles. It seems these vehicles are stolen over a weekend, because it said from October 19, and then our report was on October 25. Yeah, 10 vehicles. But St. Catherine has had a problem where people steal people's cars.
Usually the cars are taken into the hills of St. Catherine, whole heap of bush up in the hills. So I was surprised to hear of McCookspen. That's on the road between in down to Old Harbour. So McCookspen is not a bush place where you can have a whole heap of place for hide up vehicles. So I'm surprised that they were stripping the vehicles there or taking them there. More than likely the police found them before they could cannibalize them and take out the parts and leave the shell. But it's a significant problem there. So I'd like the police to prepare for the public an island-wide report on stolen cars since the start of the year? How many have you found, you've recovered? Have you gotten a trail to where they're sending the parts? That's the second question. And then the people implicated in the car stealing who you've arrested, how many of them are before the courts? What are they charged with? Yeah. And I hope the situation has changed where policeman lamenting that man implicated in car stealing ring go in front of the judge, and the judge tap him on him wrist and send him out. That's not good. But then again, the judges will say, well, what are we to do? The law allows us to do X, so we can't do Y. So there you go. Let's take the break and come back. We didn't return with Dr. Chang, but we did give you enough for you to understand what the JCF reported to Cabinet yesterday.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own, and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
7:48.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
26 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. On the point of where we're still looking at the crime statistics, listeners, because as we told you, it is necessary to spend some time looking at what the police are reporting about major crime in the country. When the numbers are going in the wrong direction, we spend days lamenting about our bad situation. So now that we're seeing improvement, we ought to take some time and look at what those numbers are saying insofar as the success of the police is concerned. And it's not just the police, because the fact is that it's a collaborative approach between the police and citizens. It is not a stretch to say that these numbers are also suggesting that there is an improvement, even if gradual and even if incremental. Incremental progress is still progress. Even if gradual and incremental, it does suggest that there is an improvement in the relationship between the citizenry and the police. We know that we let drift a couple decades, I believe, in this country, where we allowed people to drum in the heads that, Babylon and police not to be trusted. And then after, with the drumming in our heads of that line that we shouldn't trust the police, the actions of the police supported those who said that you shouldn't trust the police. And over time, we've seen concerted efforts made to change that. And I believe that some of the improvements we've been seeing incrementally and steadily over time do suggest that there is a growing relationship between the police and the citizenry. an improved relationship between the police and the citizenry, that can only bode well for the nation if that relationship gets stronger. So it's not a stretch to make that association. I'd love to hear what Professor Anthony Clayton and people like him who study this thing have to say about that. Maybe another time we can reach out and ask. But these numbers, Tana, are not to be treated just as but crime still high. If the numbers were 32% up, 39% up, would I say, Lord Jesus, where police are do.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to give some credit in these circumstances.
You know what I'd like to see as well, George? The police, they've had their Wanted Wednesdays campaign going for some time. You asked for a report on seizure of vehicles across the different policing divisions. I'd also like to hear from the police how many of the accused people arrested who were featured on Wanted Wednesdays and have been arrested, how many of those arrests came through, citizen participation information they got from the citizenry. Because you don't have to say, obviously they're not going to say who they got the information from, or which parish or whatever, just how many of those arrests came through information from members of the Jamaican public.
Yes.
Because it is one of the campaigns, George, that if you look on social media, you'll realize it has a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
People look forward to Wanted Wednesdays and they repost heavily Wanted Wednesdays when the police post the images of different persons that they're looking for who are wanted for several different crimes. So I'd love to see a report on that as well.
Yeah. You are very right. And one of the things that I think the police can also increase their efforts to promote is the fact that to this point, nobody in, say, witness protection has been compromised in this country. But that's not the feeling that people have. People have the feeling that if you are part of an investigation for a matter in court, before the court, you best not be a part of that because man I go kill you because them can't find you anywhere. Nobody has been compromised. The police, I don't think they're speaking of that. And for the related facilities that exist to support the work of the police, Crime Stop has never had a person giving information who has been compromised ever in its history. Crime Stop, older than me and you, Crime Stop has been around forever and they have a spotless record. So it is that there are secure facilities for people to say what they know about significant crime, and you'd have to go a far way to convince me that the gains we're seeing are not partly, whatever the degree of the part, are not partly due to the improved relations between the citizenry and the police. And I'm not saying that when the distrust of the police was at the highest, it was a distrust unfounded. It was very well founded in many respects because the police themselves, yes, it's a fact that police used to tell criminals what they heard from citizens. They turn and tell me, say, yeah, I've gone in a ray, this, that happened. Yeah. But I'm saying that we have a JCF now where those actors are not in position to do the kinds of things that police used to do back in the day to feed the flame of belief that the police can't be trusted. We have a different JCF operating now. And again, the JCF, the transformation of the JCF has continued under successive administrations. The introduction of those officers from the UK and the course of action that was taken, are courses that were taken under successive police commissioners, Wellington, Hardly Lewin before him, and going right down to the gentleman we have leading it now, Dr. Kevin Blake. The fact is that these things have been gradual. So in the same way that we now have a JCF that we believe is fit for purpose, yes, a JCF that is getting the resource support, we are seeing the kind of incremental gains that if we continue them, we can be living in a Jamaica where the fear of crime will not be as high as it is on this day in sports. And that's just a fact.
And weaving in some of the comments from our YouTube chat as well, George. Killian Henry is saying, at George Davis, you're right. If people want to report something, there are ways that they can do so without no one knowing who reported it. You know what I'm remembering too? And I wonder if it's being used. Perhaps we should do a story on that, George. I think it was 2017. Robert Montague, National Security Minister at the time, had announced that people, George, could put information that they have on a matter in an envelope, put X on the envelope in red, I think it was, and just deliver it to the post office.
Oh.
And the postal agency reps are informed. They know what that is about, and they would ensure that it gets into the hand of a commanding officer or to the commissioner's office. I wonder if anybody does that. Yeah. He did put that out as some, because it was the same concern at the time. People were saying, listen, I'm afraid to give information, this and that. And he had come out and said in Parliament that this is one of the ways he's announcing that people should go about giving information, and it will get to the police high command for them to act on it. He said, write the information, put in an envelope, put a big X on the envelope, carry it to the post office, and it will get into the hands of the constabulary.
Novel. We should check that.
Yes.
You know,
I wonder if anybody has used that system.
I'm wondering if I'm mistaken, but I remember when I was a little boy, an informer was a different thing to what an informer became. An informer was somebody who just loved chat. Meaning, so one of the songs that best captured it, long after I came to that consciousness of what informer was there's a Tony Rebel song that said, I show you chatty, me can live in peace.
Yes.
Every good thing you run out. So he had that line where he says, may I try a little hustle in a sell some weed, you come round my doorstep and you find two herb seed, can me name Ghana station to Sergeant Reed. That was the kind of thing as a little boy. Maybe it was because I was a child, I understood it that way. But an informer was somebody who came, saw you selling weed, and go tell the police, hey, you know, say, Tana plant weed around our yard, you know. Yeah, man, weed tree around the tall. Be a weed seed around our veranda. And police would come and thing. So it was something that was actually happening, but them chat, and they would chat. But then informer became, you see a man murder a man, and you tell the police that man murdered the man. Remember, not informing that you murder somebody, so why would I not tell? But informer is when my personal business, my private affairs, you just a chat and tell people, say, Tana buy car, you know, yes man, she get partner draw, and of course can take out fridge, all these things. You're informing about my business, but then it became a gossiping thing. Yes, it became something totally different.
Yeah,
and we need to kill that culture. Informal culture must go down. Off to go down, as the kids say these days. It off to go down.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
Let Scotia Investments guide you towards a winning portfolio that will grow your wealth for generations to come. Call 888-429-5745 to learn more. The time by Scotia Investments is
8 o'clock.
Success, powered by learning. The Temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
26 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Thursday morning, I'm Tona Thomas. The Heart NSTA Trust has unveiled a series of activities it will be rolling out during Youth Month, being observed throughout November. Managing Director Dr. Tanisha Ingleton provided details during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House. One of the activities is Pondicana, in which the Trust will mobilize teams to go into communities across the island and target young people for career counseling counseling and recruitment. Dr. Ingleton explained that the aim is to meet the youth where they are and engage them in meaningful activities so that they do not fall into the category of being unattached. There is also Build a Business project designed to nurture entrepreneurial talent and activity among young people. Dr. Ingleton says the activity will expose young people to basic principles of wealth creation and enterprise development. Another activity for Youth Month is a skills swap, which will see trainees swap their skills for a day. The swap will be done between male and female trainees from Hart College of Beauty Services and Hart College of Construction Services for an immersive and hands-on journey into fields traditionally dominated by the opposite gender. Among the other programmed activities for Youth Month are an essay writing tournament, a leadership and development seminar, an Agri Open Day at Ebony Park Academy in Clarendon, as well as youth advancement through parenting education workshop. The Youth Month activities target Jamaicans aged 17 to 29. Now, after being without a functioning library for a year, students of Franklin Town Primary School now have a newly refurbished facility where they can read, learn, and explore. The newly refurbished library features fresh carpeting, newly painted walls and bookshelves, 3 laptops, a printer, and a computer desk. The space is also air-conditioned and has child-friendly seating. The previous library was damaged by fire in October 2023. The refurbishment was done by CIBC Caribbean under its Adopt a Cause program. Branch manager of King Street, Debbie Henry, led the project with support from 8 other branches and units. Franklin Town Primary has been a client of CIBC Caribbean since 1980. The bank says it has consistently supported the school over the years, with this latest project reflecting its ongoing commitment to nurturing young minds. The school was established in 1891 and has a population of 147 students. Henry says refurbishing the library was all about the students. She says CIBC believes in the power of education to transform lives and is proud to give the students a space where they can learn and grow. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Thursday morning. It's Thursday, November 7, 2024. And we now bring you the latest from across the Caribbean News Desk for today, Thursday, November 7, 2024.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Dennis Chabrol.
And I'm Kendall Morgan with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Caribbean leaders have joined their global counterparts in extending early congratulations to Donald Trump on his victory in Tuesday's presidential elections in the United States. Among them, Prime Minister Andrew Holness of Jamaica, the home country of the father of President Trump's opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris.
I haven't said it yet, but though I have tweeted, is to congratulate the President-elect of the United States, President Trump, and his victory last night. Of course, one of the contestants in the race has some Jamaican connections, and we wish Vice President Harris all the best.
Jamaica is reporting increased success in its fight against the country's major gang problem. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang told a press conference yesterday that the focus on dismantling the gang structure has been showing results this year.
This year, our strategy has sharpened this focus on dismantling gang structures across the island. Thus far in 2024, we launched 2,777 anti-gang operations, resulting in the detention of 488 individuals. We also detained 19 female gang members, which evidence that our efforts are targeting networks. Since the start of the year, we have charged 163 gangsters. We have put 8 gangs, inclusive of 73 gang members, before the court, and 28 other gangs are being investigated. The road to ending gang and gun violence is a long one, but these successes show that we are moving in the right direction.
The Executive Director of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA, Ms. Elizabeth Riley, is calling on regional governments to put more investments into their national disaster coordination offices, as many are currently under-resourced. Riley made a call at the just-ended 14th meeting of SEDEMA's Council of Ministers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Over the past year, we have noticed significant turnover at the level of national disaster offices. as well as limited human resources in several of our national disaster offices. Colleagues, as a region, we must invest in the technical skill sets and competencies in our national offices and in our broader organizations if we want to see results. There's a direct correlation between investment and the results delivered.
Riley commended the National Disaster Coordinators for spearheading much of the relief and recovery efforts during recent natural disasters.
Trinidad and Tobago is paying keen attention to the quality of used tires being imported by the Twin Island nation. This was relayed to an inquiry into the operations of the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards. The manager of the Implementation Division of the Standards Bureau, Gerald Maxwell.
We will issue a release certificate after the inspection activity is conducted, and then, only then, customs will issue the release for these tires to go to the importers' warehouses, and then from there they can go on to the market for distribution.
So Mr. Maxwell, every container that enters this country with used tires, every single tire is inspected.
Every single tire is inspected.
You're giving this committee that assurance that every single used tire that enters Trinidad and Tobago through the port of entry.
Yes.
The legal ports of entry.
Through the legal ports of entry.
Inspected by the Bureau of Standards.
Yes.
Suriname is getting assistance to develop its fruit processing industry. India has agreed to provide technical assistance and machinery worth $1 million. Under the agreement signed by Foreign Affairs Minister Albert Ramdale and the Indian Ambassador Subhash Gupta, a fruit processing unit will be developed. The Surinamese government says the unit can process 1.5 tons of fruit per hour. Agriculture Minister Pramanand Sudian added that the new processing unit will not only enable Suriname to meet domestic demand, but also to explore new market opportunities. According to him, this collaboration offers enormous potential to strengthen the fruit value chain in Suriname and increase profit margins for local producers. This has been the Morning Edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp on +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
Supercenter, everything for your home and more.
It's that time again. It's Azan Supercenter's 2-day sale. Come to Azan Supercenter Crossroads and Linston this Friday and Saturday. Get everything you need for your home and more. So don't miss out on this 2-day sale this Friday and Saturday. Crossroads and Linston.
Azan Supercenter, we're gonna make you smile. Azan Supercenter, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Wellington Dental believes that a smile tells 1,000 words. They are dedicated to giving their patients high-quality dental care, offering a full range of dental services so all of your family's needs are met under one roof. Fillings, extractions, crowns, bridges, and much more. They also accept patients using wheelchair. Visit Wellington Dental, 57 Wellington Street, Spanish Town's premier dental provider. Call them today at 876-749-3515.
You're on the track! Burger King 5K and Relay is back Sunday, November 10th, 6 a.m. New venue, Emancipation Park. Register with your school, alma mater, or companies to win a share of over $1 million. Past students, run, walk, or crawl, but finish the race for the BK Big Finish Prize. Register now at www.runningeventsja.com. You're on the track! Burger King 5K and Relay, sponsored by Rainforest, Soccer Express, Burger King, developing schools and communities through sports.
Building Blocks is brought to you by the Contractor Center, providing solutions to everyday challenges.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. It's that time of a Thursday morning when we turn our attention to building blocks, sponsored by the Contractor Center, your one-stop shop for all your building and renovation needs. Today we're diving into the wonderful world of silicone sealants with a focus on 3 versatile products from Celsil. Joining us, of course, is the CEO of the Contractor Center, Andre Hutchinson. And he will be talking to us about these sealants, and he is a product expert from Celsil as well. Welcome back to the program, Andre.
Good morning, Tana. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Alive and well, highly favored and very blessed.
Wonderful. I love that. All right, Andre. So we're talking about the silicone sealants this morning, and 3 particular ones from Celsil. So let's start with the classic, the kitchen and bathroom silicone. What makes this product a must-have for homeowners?
Well, thank you so much for that question, Tana. The Celsil kitchen and bathroom silicone is specially formulated to withstand challenges of high moisture areas. You know, like a kitchen and a bathroom. It's 100% waterproofing, and it prevents mold and mildew growth, you know, especially around the kitchen sinks and those areas, and even the bathroom, which are critical for those areas. It has a excellent adhesion to common surfaces like ceramic, tile, glass, and acrylic, ensuring a long-lasting waterproofing seal, especially around sinks.
Okay. And if you could describe how the product, does it come in a bottle, in a squeeze container? Describe the product for us.
Yeah, so it comes in a tube, right? So it's similar to like how a caulking would look, right? So even the application of it is similar to a caulking. So you know, you have a caulking gun that you fix your sealant in or your silicone in, and you squeeze and then you apply, you know, in a nice neat form.
And Andre, this product does it have to be used by a professional contractor, or somebody who's a homeowner can go ahead and apply it by themselves?
Not at all. I mean, professionals certainly use it very regularly. But it's really designed for DIY. It's not difficult to use. You just have to know which one for which area, which you generally highlight whether it's the bathroom or some other purpose. But yeah, it's easy to use. I mean, I'm fairly certain that, you know, you would have no problems.
Okay. So moving on to the multi-purpose silicone, how is that different from the one we just spoke about for kitchen and bathroom?
Well, you know, it's more versatile. It is really designed for both indoor and outdoor. So, like the first one, the kitchen and bathroom is more of an indoor product, right? The multi-purpose is for both indoor and outdoor, and it can be used on a wide range of materials, including wood, metal, almost a lot of plastics, and of course, it has some water resistance properties. But its primary strength is its flexibility and strong adhesion.
So you mentioned wood and metal, so I'm going to ask you who would find this product most useful.
Again, you know, professionals. So you know, like when windows are being put in, you know, sometimes it is not flush, right? And so in order to make it airtight, you have to do some silicone, or you know, and also in some cases you can use the foam that we had discussed some weeks ago.
Yes.
But it's really for anybody. It's easy to use. You know, like if you're at home and you look down and you know, we just had Raphael pass through, and you know, it highlights some weaknesses in your homes and in your business and your facilities. And so, like on a window, you say, "Yo, but I see a little space there. Might be, you know, the silicone would be a good idea to assist with that, you know?"
Yeah. So if you have your windows, you're seeing a little bit of a leak, water seeping through, this product would be great for that. Andre is saying that it can be used on wood and metal, for example.
And plastic.
and plastic. Now for the third product, Andre, the Cell high temperature silicone.
Yeah.
How different is this from the other two? What's this used for?
So this one is particularly for hot temperatures, 300 degrees Fahrenheit, so you're talking about, it can be used in definitely, engines, tools, tools that need repair. But also, it has excellent resistance to chemicals and weathering. So it's not so this one is just in a different area of use.
This sounds more specialized.
Yes, definitely. So, I mean, even if, like for instance, your stove, right? Sometimes the stove, it's a little creaky, a little old, and so you might need to just seal it up a little bit. This is the product that I would use because when you use your stove or your oven, the temperatures get up there, especially when you're cooking, right? So,
the interior of the stove, like the oven or the stove top?
Yes, both. Yes, anywhere on, depending on the type of stove that you have, because you have, it's probably you find more spaces to use on like a gas stove versus an electric stove,
Mm-hmm. So that's where the Cell high temperature silicone can be used. If you could for us, Andre, recap across the three products, the basics about the products and where persons can use the products.
All right. Thank you for that so much, Tana. So the kitchen and bathroom silicone speaks for itself. Kitchens, bathrooms. I know over the years, like for instance in bathrooms, sometimes people put in a tub and it's not perfectly flush. The kitchen and bathroom works there. Same for sinks, right? So you're talking indoor use. The multi-purpose, outdoors, windows, doors, metals, plastics, you can really seal up any work that's done. And on high temperature, automobiles, stoves, anywhere where it's on a warm environment that needs that protection. So, some silicones, they will melt in a certain temperature. Not this one not the high temperature in those areas where the car engine gets hot, tools get hot, or even a stove.
Mm-hmm. And Richard Lawrence is asking, Andre, can I use it on my roof?
No.
Any of the products?
No. So our pastilles should be in stock next week, which is what we recommend for roofing, and we've gotten a thousand requests for roofing solutions, and we have it. It'll be here next week. It's been a long time. It's been out of stock quite a few months, and the shipping there were some delays in Mexico, coming from South America.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be finally here next week, and as soon as it's here, we're going to put something out on our TikTok channel so that people can come and start collecting it, because I know Raphael, even before Raphael, there's been a lot of rain this month in October and now into November. And I know our clients and our listeners are feeling the pinch as it relates to the leaks in their homes and stuff. And we're standing ready to solve those problems next week.
Here's another comment just coming in, and I believe it's in relation to the product you just mentioned, Andre. Juliet Sanchez says, Tana, what is the person's contact information? My mommy's roof is leaking. For years, sand was left on the roof. Now it's damaged.
No. Yeah, no. I thought, Tana, that's a common challenge, because a lot of people, you know how it is in Jamaica. We don't have all the money one time, right? So we build little, right? So we put on our one floor, and we leave the metal out in the roof, and we have some sand up there because we're still working it. And truthfully, I'll tell people, anytime the building material you're finished, just take it off the roof, but it will damage your roof. And so definitely something she's suffering with. So in that situation, what is required, you have to clean off the roof in terms of what's there. You're probably going to have to take a repair mortar to repair the area where the sand was, and then you can start doing some waterproofing from there. Now, the consideration has to be, are they going to continue to build, or is this a final solution? That kind of determines what kind of product you use, to get the solution you want. But we're happy to assist. we are here to serve at the contractor center.
Mm-hmm.
They can call us at 876-9255-700. We have amazing people in store who are standing ready and willing to help with any issue that our listeners and our clients have, right? Because we're only here to serve. And of course, you can find us on social media all over, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all at the same handle, the Contractor Center.
Here are two more. Andre Max Romy says, around the windows, the water is always coming inside during heavy rains. So the multi-purpose silicone could be used in Max Romy's case?
So if it's a hairline crack, yes, the silicone. If it's a massive thing, right, like you can push your hand through it, you might want to consider the montage foam, which we had discussed some weeks ago. If it's a bigger issue, the foam is what you'd use. If it's a more of a hairline, you want to use the silicone.
And the other, Wallace here on YouTube is saying, I sent the contractor center a message, but to date, no response. Ask him what product he has that is safe to use in my ceiling groundwater tank.
Oh, okay, great. Yes, we have a product called HS100 high solid. We use it for potable water, both for concrete and metal. If he could just tell me where he sent the message so I could find it and I could respond to him. But we do have a solution for that. It comes in gray. That's the only color we have it in. But it's really great for potable water. And, because drinking water, a lot of people, want to catch their own water, don't necessarily want to be completely dependent on water commission. And so, we try to assist people in their endeavors to, be as independent as they can.
And Max Romy has responded about the size of the opening. He said small openings around the window. So I suppose the multi-purpose silicone could be used.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And so, I know in previous times we've had people have inquiries because, nationwide listenership is quite wide.
Mm-hmm.
From Westmoreland, from St. Elizabeth, from Clarendon. Although we're located in Kingston, you can now purchase most of our products on Cool Market online, coolmarket.com. You can order online and have the product delivered to you.
Right. So you can do that, listeners. Order online through Cool Markets and the products are delivered to you. Again, Andre, before we let you go, Joanna Lindsay asking for a phone number and your address.
No problem. So 26 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8 is where we're located. Our telephone number 876-925-5700. And of course, all social media at the Contractor Center where we're standing ready to assist.
Any final words on the products we talked about this morning, Andre?
Just to say that, just to reiterate that, I know, like, especially in the western part of the country, Raphael really exposed some of the weaknesses in our infrastructure. And even though you may live out there and we're in Kingston, you can still look at our products through Cool Market online, coolmarket.com, and, stay in the comfort of your home, order the product, and it'll be delivered to you.
I have a final one. Winston Haywood is asking, so the AC100 can seal my fish pond?
No. So fish pond has a different it has a different requirement for the fish pond. We don't have a solution for the fish pond as yet, but I will look into that. But no, fish pond, no. So that's a different requirement for the HS100.
Okay. And Wallace, who had mentioned that you contacted the Contractor Center, Andre is asking which platform did you use. If you could put that in the chat, and later on, Andre will give you a call to tell you which platform Wallace had sent that message. So, Andre, thank you so much for coming on this morning and talking about these different products. And we look forward to having you back on. It's not next week, the following week, to see what else you'll come on and speak about. But this morning we're talking about the silicone sealants with a focus on 3 versatile products from CellSale. And Andre was also able to answer all your questions that you put in the chat about the products that the contractor center has at their store that could help you with issues that you're having at home. Thank you so much for your time, Andre.
Thank you, Tana. I hope the big house wasn't affected by Raphael.
The house is fine. The big house is fine.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you so much for your time, Andre. Have a good day. All right, going to take a break and come back with more.
Building Blocks was brought to you by the Contractor Center, providing solutions to everyday challenges.
Crisp and refreshing. Room temperature or chilled. A Pure Water would drink. The time by Pure Water is
8:27.
Community Changemakers, mark your calendars. The Best Practice Symposium for Social and Community Development is November 13 from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Jamaica Pegasus and live on PIOJ YouTube. Discover local and international tools that have advanced community development. For more information and to register, visit the Planning Institute of Jamaica website, pioj.gov.jm.
Here at Aslan Super Center, you can fill your Christmas list. Appliances and kitchenware, and toys for Christmas gifts.
Come to Ascent Super Center, your Christmas store this season. Get curtains and comforters, decorations, toys, bed and bath accessories, gifts, and even something for yourself.
Aslan Super Center has everything for your home and more. So this Christmas, make it Aslan Super Center for sure.
It's a lifestyle.
Data Protection Matters is brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Welcome to another episode of Data Protection Matters, powered by Design Privacy here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm your host, Chantal Thompson. Today we have with us Chuck Cameron, founder of Design Privacy and a data privacy expert. Welcome, Chuck.
Hi, Chantal.
Right, so we're still on the conversation on conducting a gap analysis. However, on this episode, Chuck will be discussing how we, meaning Design Privacy, can help make your life easier to complete the gap analysis. Chuck, the floor is yours.
Thanks. So in the last episode, we went through walking persons through how to conduct your gap analysis. And very importantly, we laid out that framework. And we must always focus on what framework can we follow to get the job done and not be stuck in a template or a software solution. So always understand the framework that you want to be implementing so it can be repeatable, transparent, and measurable. And if it doesn't work, you know what to fix going forward. Having said that, we have been conducting gap analysis for over the past 4 years. So we have developed some robust processes, some robust templates, and have taken those robust processes and robust templates and actually sought to make life easier for you, because the challenging part is when you have several stakeholders to collect information from one. The other challenge that we have found is how do you give the organization the ability to review and update that information that you have collected in a timely and accurate manner. And thirdly, the greatest challenge is how do we generate those recommendations? Where do you pull the recommendations from? And even if you know where to pull them from, it is very time consuming if it is you're going to do justice to your job and give the sort of guidance and direction that the organization needs to move forward. So what we have done, again, using that same framework that we presented, using the legislation, using ISO 27001, we have, let's say, created an intelligent recommendations engine, that once we would have collected the information, and again we would have made the collection of the information across a wide cross-section of the organization very easy by giving simple user faces that are not intimidating, because sometimes, as simple as it is, an Excel sheet can be deemed and viewed as intimidating. So we have made very easy to use and understand user faces to collect the information. Then we have created an intelligent recommendations generation engine. By that I mean, once you collect the information, we have made life so easy that you can then press a button and generate your recommendations and the required roadmap, and that would be customized and very specific to the organization. And that is why on the last episode I was saying you have to understand the organization, the context of the organization, the objectives of the organization, and get feedback. Well, get persons on the team that understand the organization, because when you marry that to the legislation and the 27001 framework, you then get a customized report and a customized roadmap. And that tool now is available for all DPOs and privacy practitioners. We have made it available now.
And where can they access this tool?
So we do want to ensure only persons that need it get it. So still contact us through our info at...
Okay, no problem. I'll take this part. Yep. You can contact us at info@designprivacy.io. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at design_privacy, and also connect with us on LinkedIn at Design Privacy. Stay informed and stay secure.
Data Protection Matters was brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Want to start investing in real estate with as little as $25,000? Then the JMMB Optimum Capital Real Estate Fund may fit your future best with tax-free advantages and returns above inflation. Visit jm.jmmb.com to get started today. Conditions apply.
Drive Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 4.99% interest rate. Yes! Shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 4.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 4.99%. Conditions apply.
Need to make a change to your title or need a title? GeoLand Title Limited. They do lost title application, add and remove names from titles, wills, estates, first-time registration land surveys also included, affordable rates and flexible payment options. NLA adjudication and land titling waivers also available. They have 8 locations island-wide. Call 876-754-6436 or visit their website at geolandonline.com. GeoLand Title Limited. Secure your land, secure your title.
Horton's RX, the caring pharmacy, the Yes We Can pharmacy, the Yes It's in Stock pharmacy, the House Call Delivery pharmacy, the RX Pack mobile app pharmacy, the RX Plus digital wallet pharmacy, the 20% reward pharmacy, the easy to remember number pharmacy, 876-RX0RXRX, the easy access 24/7 pharmacy, Horton's RX, the convenient pharmacy, #wellness, #simply delivered.
Back with us on Nationwide at 90 FM this morning. There is, where we're turning our attention now, to a matter concerning our senior citizens and a post made on social media recently by the lady who represents the CCRP, Caribbean Community of Retired Persons, Jean Laurie Chin. She posted that there was a man calling himself Pastor Paul who was calling seniors, asking for their WhatsApp numbers, saying that he'd be sending them a link for a prayer meeting. And the link was sent, and once they clicked on it, it would steal identity information and then send out urgent messages requesting cash from persons connected to these older folks. And we've invited her this morning to tell us a little bit more about it. Good morning, Jean.
Hi, good morning, George, and hello to your listeners.
Thank you for being here. Tell us more about this Pastor Paul fellow now, and, well, if it is indeed a fellow, and what Pastor Paul has been doing to members of the retired senior community.
Yes, well, a voice note was shared with me with this lady who actually was a victim. And she said, this person who said he was Pastor Paul said he was inviting her to a prayer meeting and that he just wanted to verify her WhatsApp number because he wanted to send her a link. So, of course, she gave this man her WhatsApp number because, our seniors tend to be very religious. Mm-hmm. And so somebody is calling you to invite you to a prayer meeting. They call themselves pastor. And, of course, she said when she went back into her WhatsApp, it had disappeared from her phone. Mm-hmm. And then she started to get calls from friends and relatives saying, I don't have the money, but I'll send it for you tomorrow. And she's like, what? Mm-hmm. And they said, yes, I got a request. I got an urgent request that you needed funds. Then her niece called her from abroad and said, I sent $800 for you. What? And then I got a message that you needed more, so I sent another $1,200. Her niece had sent $2,000 to this scammer. So I've put up the numbers on Twitter, on X, and also on Facebook. But I just wanted to call out the number.
Yes, man, of course, of course.
So this number is 347-480-9547. And then this morning, another person posted that there is another scammer posing as Pastor Michael. And that number is 876-478-9345.
Wow. Give me those two numbers again, Jean. I wanted to write them down for my purpose. Go ahead.
The so-called Pastor Paul
yes.
is 347
yes.
480
yes.
9547.
Right.
And then the so-called Pastor Michael is 876-478-9345.
Mm-hmm. Based on your preliminary reports, Gina, how many seniors have fallen victim to these scammers?
Well, my friend Richard Lawrence, who is a pastor, says that 10 people from his church so far have been affected by these scammers. 10 people. And this is just from one church.
Yes.
So it probably is far, far more than this number.
So it appears as if this person, of course, knowing that older folks, religious and, have the time to attend upon a prayer meeting at a certain time, is exploiting this.
Exploiting this. This is the lowest form of criminality. These vulnerable seniors. It's terrible.
I'm just typing in to see 347 area code. 347 area code is for New York City and some surrounding cities. So covers Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, as well as the Marble Hill section of Manhattan. It also serves Belrose Terrace, Long Island City, and Richmond Hill. But what a thing! Do you know if anybody has reported it to the police?
Well, I actually put it on there and linked Jamaica Constable and said, please help, because I know they do have a cybersecurity division.
Yes.
Because if they could track these numbers and get at these villains,
Yes.
before they do more damage.
What I would ask you to do, Jean, as a further step is just to link Pastor Richard and just encourage him to have if he's even to accompany them, just to make the report formally at the nearest police station. That would help significantly.
Oh, yes, I will ask him to do so. I will ask him. He's a very caring person.
Very well. So you say you've put it out on social media platforms and you're urging people to beware.
Yes, I am. And they can check on my page on X, on the CCRP page on X, and on the CCRP Facebook page, and they'll see the Pastor Paul number, and I'm about to put up the Pastor Michael number as well.
Very well. And for those seniors who get any messages that they don't know who sent it to them, there's no identity that they can confirm, what would you urge them to do if they get those requests for to be linked or to put into any WhatsApp groups?
They are to block the number, so that the number will not have access to their phone again.
Mm-hmm.
Just block it.
Mm-hmm.
Block it, yes.
Hear you on that. Thank you this morning, Jean, and keep up the advocacy. And again, I encourage you to tell the people affected, make the report to the police.
Yes, thank you so much for that, George.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Jean Laurie Chin, she's the founder and the CEO of CCRP. That's the Caribbean Community for Retired Persons. Scamming, yeah? Scamming turn up everywhere you go, yeah? Break time. More after these.
Make a plan to stay on top of your mortgage. Stick to it. Pay on time. The time by the NHD is
8:44.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Let me know, let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. When I feel what I feel, sometimes it's hard to tell you so. You may not be in the mood to learn what you think you know. There are times when I find you wanna keep yourself from me. When I don't have the strength, I'm just a mirror of what I see. But at your best, you are love. You're a positive, motivating force within my life. Should you ever feel the need to wonder why, let me know, let me know,
time of the morning when we tell some very special people happy birthday. You know, the birthday segment is brought to you by Burger King, and Burger King is telling you lovely folks to join them for a lot of excitement at their 5K and relay on November 10 by signing up at www.runningeventsja.com for a chance to win a share of $1 million. Yeah. Time now for our birthdays. Who's celebrating a birthday today? Let's see. Happy birthday greetings going out to our friends on Facebook. Katie Clark, Gail Campbell Dunwell. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Gail. Happy birthday as well to Shauna Williams, Karine Cohen, Vivian Swaby, Tash Gordon. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Tash. Happy birthday as well to Lo Kessian or Kessian Lo. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a good one as well. Going on over to the YouTube chat. Not seeing any birthdays yet. If you have your special folks who are celebrating their birthday today, now is a good time to put it in the chat so that we can wish them a happy birthday or happy anniversary.
Anytime your best ain't enough, I'll be the one to make it better. I'll be there to protect you, see you through. I'll be there and there is nothing I won't do. I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I will be your hero, your strength, anything you need. I will be the sun in your sky. I will light your way for all time. Promise you, for you I will.
More birthdays. Donna P sending happy birthday to her one son, she says. Edroy Pummels wishing you God's richest of blessings. Love you, son, from mommy. So happy birthday to you, Edroy. Castine Williams is sending birthday greetings to her daughter, Sierra Smith. She attends the Homewood High School. Happy birthday to you, Sierra Smith. Hope you have a really good day as well. The greetings coming from your mommy, Castine Williams. And I did see an anniversary. Oh, here it is. Terrian Reed sending happy 25th anniversary to Roy and Terrian Reed. Okay, so it's your anniversary, Terrian. Happy 25th anniversary to the Reeds, Roy and Terrian Reed. And Terry is saying to you, Roy, more love and blessings. Happy anniversary to the Reeds. General is sending belated birthday greetings to Dr. Tonian Staple from your dad, Paul. So belated birthday greetings to you, Tonian, from your daddy, Paul. Hope you had a good one. Jackie C, 74, sending happy birthday greetings to her friend Wayne, aka Ghost. Wishing you good health. Have a great day. From Jackie in Pearl Hill District. So happy birthday to you, Ghost Wayne, aka Ghost. Checking to see if there are any other birthdays. not seeing any other. So if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well.
But it's caused me to act in such a crazy way. Whatever it is that you do when you do what you're doing, it's a feeling that I want to stay. 'Cause my heart starts beating triple time with thoughts of loving you on my mind. I can't figure out just what to do when the calling here is you. I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak. I lose all control, then something takes over me. In a day, it looks so amazing. It's not a face, I want you to stay with me. At my side, I swallow my pride. No wonder so speak, it knocks me right off of my feet. Can't explain why your love makes me weak.
King, do something from Jonah, man. Do something from Jonah, man.
George, you're also quite the musical maestro. Can you know it did not come and show?
We never know. Alright. We get serious. Alright. See if we can find some bass, put it in my voice. Alright.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet.
I'm gonna pay the DJ now.
The stone of sound, me I get them the stone of horns.
Yeah.
Well, stone love.
Fire, baby.
Master Raj. You listen to Tiffany Disco. They got Master Raj.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh, yeah. Nobody ever made me feel this way. Oh, you kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I like to know so I can be all that and more. I like to know. What makes you cry? So I can be the one who always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were worth. No. And he never took the time to make it work. Deserve more love than no. Girl. Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows concern. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So,
can we share love to last forever? And if so,
tell me it's real. The feeling that we feel. Tell me that it's real. Don't let love come just pass us by. Try. It's all we have to do. It's up to me and you.
Alright, now, look in our eye now, King, and hear the lyrics now. Say it to us, Lance.
Oh, baby, you do. Just never leave my
Anyway.
Herman says, pull up.
King McGill, fix my this is the way they're gonna fix my this.
It's your birthday.
Tell me if it's real. Let me know just how you feel.
Happy birthday to you, Vivette, here on YouTube. Hope you have a really good one as well.
Donna, this is coming home from university first year. I'm turning on BET. Jesus, yeah. I'm a boy. We're gonna boil it down a little bit more now, listeners. A little bit more, we're gonna boil it down. Come now. Roll stone love, roll stone love.
Perfect. Did you drop our birthday outro yet? You did? So as we wrap out the show, reminding our listeners, don't miss out on the Burger King 5K. You can register today and be part of the action on November 10. Burger King developing schools and communities through sports.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
No one else comes close to you. No one makes me feel the way you do. You're so special, girl, to me.
Gotta go, Julio.
That's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Thanks so much to our technical operator, the musical maestro, Jermaine King. Thanks so much to our super producer, Michelle McCrae Smith, our super editor, Kimon Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Tyrone Reed, sitting in for Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliff Hughes Online. I'm Tawna Thomas.
And I'm George.
Good morning.
Today, you've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
And fit yours this way. If you are not mine, then why does your heart return my call? If you are not mine, would I have the strength to stand at all?
Fearless and fair, Nationwide 90 FM.